Harness.
It's right around here!
Time. In search and rescue, time is the critical factor. If a person is buried in an avalanche and can't breathe, there is very little time, as little as 7 minutes. Dogs have been used for years by police and other professionals in ground searches. They are relatively new to the mountains of North America.
A dog team can search an area of 1 hectare in size with a coarse search in 30 minutes and a fine search, depending on the nature of the terrain, of course, in 1 to 2 hours. And in comparison, a probe line made up of people and steel probes in order to search that area, a coarse probe would take 3 to 4 hours, and a fine search would take upwards of 20 hours. So there's a big difference in time there. We've done tests. We've had races with trained patrollers looking for peeps, and quite frequently, 9 out of 10 times, actually, the dog will find the peeps before the person with the peeps set on receive does. So the dog's pretty quick.
Harness. With an avalanche dog, we like to start them about, depends on the dog's maturity, but some can start at 9 months, some have to be a year before they can handle the training process. But we start out by holding the young dog back, and the master will run away about, I don't know, 30 meters and go into a hole, an open hole, like a cave or something like that. And then the person that's holding the dog is encouraging the dog as the master's running away, like, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Go find her. Where is she? Where is she? And just holding her so the dog's getting wound up. And then as soon as the master's hidden, the handler lets the dog go and says, search. So every time that happens, the dog hears search. So we're actually today, we're doing a tree well search, which we've been called out to, Cisco and I've been called out to a couple, which haven't ended up too well, but people around here do get caught in tree wells. And that's just another facet of our training that we train for.
The agonizing thing about search and rescue is that all too often the teams are recovering dead bodies. Just a month before this interview, Yvonne and Cisco recovered a snowboarder who had fallen into a tree well. He was just outside the ski area boundary, but he was by himself and no one heard his cries for help. It's the second victim Cisco has recovered in 2 years.
You always want them to be alive, but you hope, but then you realize that they're not. But the only thing that we can be, it's really good, it cuts the search time down for, they've had, the girl that was up in Whistler Bowl, she was up there for, what was it, almost a year, her body was up there, and her parents were just, so hard on them. And there's another guy over at Blackcomb, it's 3 weeks he was missing. And so the only way you can look at it, that it's easier on the family. It's still really horrible and tough on everybody, but it's easier on the family if, they know, instead of just figuring out.
Because the dog will find the victims quicker.
Yeah, instead of, them melting out in the spring and stuff like that.